Okay, next game. Yours. So next. I guess white is the one who submitted the game because black's name is opponent. Uh, Game played over the board. I agreed to a draw since I was low on time. I think in a winning position. And the time control is game in 5,400. What's 5,400 seconds? Is that an hour? I don't know. I can't do that math. Let's see. 500 times 12 is what? Or 300 times 60. No, 300 times 12. It's 3,600. So that means this is 90 minutes. So it's game 90, 30-second increment. Yeah. I mean, game in 5,400 seconds. His indolence is inefficacious. How are you low on time if there's a 30-second increment? What? Oh, it was played in Canada, and you guys are slow, eh? That actually makes sense. No, I understand. Yeah. Okay, let's have a look. Low on time, I move 31. Game in 90 with 30-second increment. Play faster? Okay. Yeah, I play this. I always pre-move bishop takes queen. In a slow-rated game about 35 years ago, I was playing in 1100. He played e6 here. True story. I won that game. Bishop e7 seems a bit passive. Okay, c3 is more passive. c3. When you play this opening, you want to play c4 and try to isolate black's pawn. So typically, you play bishop d3, knight e2, knight d2, c4, knight c3, queen b3, and you either get two center pawns to 0 or you isolate the pawn. c4 here is probably the right move. c3, I mean, now I'm PO'd. But if you play r2 to d2, I'll forgive you. Okay, b6. Oh. Ugh, c4. Terrible. All right, so white's just better. Much better. He was going to double up on the bubble up. And he did. That's how I used to play when I was lower rated. I would always double on the E file or D file. Now I only do it most of the time, not all the time. E5. There's a move I would never consider. I don't want to undouble his pawns. And leave this pawn on D5. E5 is a very poor strategical move. You want these pawns gone so you can play knight E4 and such. The engine says H4, a move I would never consider. G3, which is the second engine move, I would consider. Because that stops bishop F4, gives my king some lift, etc. Bishop E7. Okay, that's worst move in chess history. Yeah, he should just take and it's equal. Then if you take with the pawn, he has bishop C5. Queen B1. Okay, I don't think that's passive enough. I think you should have played queen A0. Yeah, here. A0. Yeah, I mean, just taking is winning already. Yeah, the reason it's winning is GF is absurd. And after bishop takes, you have this winning tactic. Queen F5. Because you're going to back rank mate him and such. If you had seen that, you would have been a hero. Now you're just a sub. Hopefully, you don't spend a lot of your time on Grindr. And my last joke is Hoagie Carmichael. And that's it. That's all of them. Yay, 1 bit. Thank you, Thermostat. Amazing. Amazingly amazing. Thank you. In the Dutch defense is black. Wait, we're talking about a non sequitur. Why do you recapture the bishop on c6 with the pawn on b7 instead of the pawn on d7? What? I think you mean in the Sicilian, not the Dutch. I think you're talking about e4, c5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5. I hope so anyway. Thanks, Finegold. Right, Mark, yeah. The Dutch. What a croque, monsieur. Very good. The Dutchdorf defense. Very good. Not too well known. I'm getting hungry. I did eat yesterday. Probably the Sicilian, yeah. You can take either way in different positions. It depends on the position. Yay! J8928 donated $99.99 for Queen F5. Am I supposed to give that to the engine? Thanks for the huge donation. You're the best. Okay. Anyway, you played Queen B1. Okay. Now, you guys are typically lower rated than me. Typically. In the chat. And so you're closer in rating to the guy who had white. So my question is, when white played Queen B1, what was he thinking? Why did he play Queen B1? Like, you guys are closer in rating to him, so tell me, like, why you would play Queen B1. Because I can't... Usually when people make a bad move, I'm like, oh, here's why. I got nothing here. I got nothing. Like, I understand not taking and playing Queen F5. I understand that. But, like, I would make another move. I wouldn't play here. All right, let's see what people say. To play B3, I'm not sure what Queen B1 has to do with B3. Rerouting to A1. Zugzwang. Make a move to not lose on time. But this was a 90-minute game, so I'm not sure. Prophylaxis. Worried about B4, B3. Had to go P. Flag the opponent. Always retreat. Because he couldn't play queen to A0. I think he wanted the diagonal land. What? I don't understand the words you're saying. What language is that? Okay, but I'm serious. Like, what does Queen B1 have to do with B3? I don't understand. Why would B3 be better for white with the queen on B1 instead of C2? What? How does that help? Oh, diagonal and. I thought it was a diagonal land. White wanted to play A4. Okay, if you want to play A4, which is fine, you do it with your queen on C2, defending your A pawn. You don't play queen here because then you can't play A4. If BC4, DC4, why wouldn't you take with the B pawn? What? He was afraid of knight B4. I'll tell you a move I'm not afraid of, knight B4. That's not a move I'm afraid of. I have a pawn on C3. Okay, so we'll just never know. Okay, so queen B1. F5. God damn, what a terrible move. E6 is a good move. Good. Yeah, white has a great position now. G6 is good. Rook E3 is legal. F4 is not very good. Knight E5 is good. Good. Knight F3 is good. Good. Ugh, bishop E7. Oh, I just ate. Ugh. God damn. If I was black here, I'd play bishop F6. What the heck? Wow, queen E6. That's the safe square for the queen. Ooh, that's a good tactic. I like that. I didn't see that. That's a winning tactic. Here, white played rook E8 check, and they agreed to a draw because white was low on time. Do you play golf? Because I think chess isn't your game. Tennis? Croquet, monsieur? I mean, every move wins. Your move wins. Rook E6 wins. Rook E5 wins. Rook takes rook wins. You can't not win here. It's impossible not to win. There's a 30-second increment, so yeah. You are joking. What am I joking about? I mean, you're a pawn up and everything wins. There's always been an ADHD tag on this stream. So that's how long. A lot of people are like, I've never seen the starting soon screen on your stream. And I'm like, it's been there over 2 years. Ah, it was kangaroo. That's okay. This game isn't the worst game. This game was okay. Just white agreed to a draw instead of winning. You can't complain you're short on time when you have a 30-second increment. Then you're never short on time. I played with mechanical clocks before you were born. Then you were short on time. And then you didn't know how much time you had left. The clock was like this. It could fall any time or not fall. So then you had to make some moves. I mean, I would play rook takes rook, and then I'd move my king up, and my opponent would resign. And pawn up in a king and pawn endgame. This move's fine, but you just win. You just move your king up and win. You're up a pawn for nothing. These pawns are all weak. You have the only open file on the board. Yay, BHBs and Jergers. It sounds like illegal drugs, but they're chess clocks. Probably Thaddeus. I won on time against Grandmasters Lane, Hodgson, and Elvest. And Lane I was winning. Hodgson and Elvest, like Hodgson had mate and 3 against me, and his flag fell on move 40. And these are mechanical clocks. You just don't know when they're going to fall. And Elvest lost on time against me, and he was like +1 or +2. The game I beat Lane is the funniest. Lane's completely losing. I'm up like 4 pawns. He loses on time on move 33, when it's move 40 is the time control. And before the game, I had my set and my pieces set up, and he asked if we could use his set and pieces and clock. I said he could use his clock, because I didn't care, but his set was terrible. It was like pieces were broken. It was like a $6 set, and half the pieces were dirty and broken. So I said, can we use my set? He said, you want to use your set? Okay. Anyway, then when I won on time, he was like looking at the clock, like, how could I have lost on time? This must be something wrong. And I was like, that's the clock you insisted on using. And there's 7 moves to go in the time control. And you're lost, bitch. And he said, well, if you put it that way, okay.